In this video, we will be discussing the Design Objectives page. The purpose of objectives in SQM is to record the firm's quality objectives. Objectives can be found in the Design module. This page includes a table that contains mandatory objectives, network objectives, and firm objectives. Mandatory objectives are those objectives that are prescribed by the firm's applicable quality management standard. The firm must consider if they are relevant to the firm. Network objectives are those objectives that are prescribed by the firm's network firm, where the firm belongs to a network. The network firm will distribute the prescribed objectives, which are then imported in settings. The firm must then consider if the network objectives are relevant to them. Firm objectives are those objectives that are recorded by the firm and are in addition to the mandatory and network objectives. Objectives included in the table can only be edited in draft status. If an objective has already been signed off as prepared, the sign-off must be removed before the objective can be edited. To edit an objective already in the table, click on the Expand button to show the record of the objective. Select the Edit button to open the objective dialog. The content of the objective is then edited as needed, and the changes saved by clicking on the Save button. Objectives can be deleted by expanding the objective and selecting the Delete button. If an objective has been signed off as prepared, the sign-off must be removed before the objective can be deleted. Note that mandatory and network objectives cannot be deleted. If the objective does not apply to a firm, it will be marked as not relevant only. These objectives are therefore not carried forward in the firm's design of the system of quality management. Only objectives selected as relevant and signed off as prepared will be considered finalized and therefore included in the draft system of quality management and published when the firm approves and publishes the draft system of quality management. Every relevant objective must therefore be signed off as prepared once finalized. The objective dialog can be completed by either adding a new objective or by editing an objective from the list of objectives already included in the table. When completing a mandatory or network objective, some of the fields will be pre-populated and cannot be edited. The objective dialog contains the following fields to be completed. Title, which is the short title for this objective. The title is visible in tables and when selecting items from libraries. It should therefore be concise, but clearly indicate what the objective is. ID, which is the unique identification number for this objective. Type. No input is required in this field. The field is automatically completed based on the process that was followed to include the objective. Relevant, where the user selects either yes or no. The default is yes, to indicate that the objective is relevant to the firm. Reason for not relevant. This field appears when the firm has indicated that the objective is not relevant to the firm. It is a compulsory field. Component, where the firm selects which component the objective relates to. Options are governance and leadership, relevant ethical requirements, acceptance and continuance of client relationships and specific engagements, engagement performance, resources, and information and communication. Objective. This is the field where the wording of the firm objective is recorded. When an objective is selected from the library, the firm will edit the objective to align with the firm's unique characteristics. Mandatory and network objectives cannot be edited, and the additional description field can be used to provide more context to a prescribed objective. Additional description. In this field, the firm can include an additional description of the objective, if it is considered necessary. Where mandatory and network objectives are selected as relevant, a firm may choose to provide more context to the objective in this field. Applicable standards. Select the standard or standards that the objective relates to. Where the firm has only selected one applicable standard, then no selection is required. Authoritative references can be included where relevant. When the firm chooses to record sub-objectives for an objective, these can be recorded in the sub-objective field. Links, where documentation saved elsewhere can be linked to this objective. Previously recorded risks can be linked to this objective using the drop-down menu in the Linked Risks field. When a risk is recorded later, the link to this objective will be recorded when completing the risk dialog. Include any additional notes or comments in the Note field. The Effective From field is an optional field and can be left blank if the objective will become effective immediately on publishing it to the firm's system of quality management. When an objective is only effective from a specific date in the future, that effective date is recorded in this field. The objective can then be recorded and published before the effective date. The Effective To field is an optional field and should be left blank if the objective will remain in effect for the foreseeable future. When it is decided that an objective will no longer be applicable from a specific date, the date on which the objective will no longer apply to the firm's system of quality management is recorded in this field. The change can then be published to the firm's system of quality management in advance, and the objective itself will be in operation until the effective date is reached. Fields indicated with a red asterisk indicate fields that must be completed before the objective can be saved. Fields indicated with a blue asterisk are not required to be completed before the objective can be saved, but must be completed before the objective can be signed off as prepared. When the relevant information has been recorded in the objective, save the information in the dialog. Before continuing with the rest of the design of the firm's system of quality management, the firm should have considered each mandatory and network objective and indicated whether they are relevant or not, recorded any additional objectives that have been identified, and finally, all relevant objectives should have been signed off as prepared. You now know how to complete the Design Objectives page. This page also contains the following features. Please continue watching for more on the features available on this page. SQM provides the user with various features when working with content in tables. These include group the content by columns, choose which columns to show, filter columns, search for values in columns, expand rows, sort content by columns, and resize columns. Note that customizations made on the view are not persistent, and the table returns to the default view when the page is refreshed. To export data in a dialog or on a page, select the Export All Data icon. A new Excel file will be downloaded to the Downloads folder, from where the user can use the file. Note that this exported file is not in a format that can be re-imported into SQM. To work on an Excel template where content can be imported into SQM, go to Settings, Import. To sign off an item indicating that it is prepared, reviewed, or that the responsibility is accepted, the user selects the Sign Off icon. The Sign Off icon will be replaced by the avatar of the user that signed off. A toast is also reflected at the bottom right corner. To remove the sign-off, select the avatar and click on Remove Sign-Off. The sign-off icon will reappear, and a toast at the bottom right corner will confirm that the sign-off has been removed. Links or URLs can be added to documentation saved elsewhere. URLs can either be to a document in the Caseware Cloud instance or to another location, such as the firm's SharePoint library. To add a link or URL to another document, select the option to add a new annotation. In the dialog, add the link to the field and a note for other users to understand what the document is. Click Save. The newly added link will be indicated by a link icon. Hover over the icon to see the URL and the note for that link. In predefined instances, more than one link can be added. This will be indicated by the Add a New Annotation icon located below the link icon. To add a new item, select the Quick Create icon. Select the item to be added from the drop-down menu. Only items relevant to your role and the module you are in will be displayed. A dialog will open for the newly created item. Complete the dialog and click on Save to save the item, or click on Close to discard and exit. Thank you for watching.